All these lies and delusions wake me up, show me a new dawn. Open your eyes, rise, children of light. I am awakened.
Wake up, Israel. Wake up. Let's go. Let's go.
All these lies and delusions wake me up.
Let's wake up.
Show me a new dawn. Open your eyes, rise, children of light. I am awakened. I am awakened.
Yes, you're all. Stand up. Wake up.
All these lies and delusions
Wake me up.
Show me a new dawn.
A new dawn, y'all. Let's go. Let's cook. I'm in the kitchen. Nines in the kitchen. Huh? Israel, stand up. It's time. Quam, it's time. All right, shalom to the home team, 9 Spiral. All right, let's cook a bit. Also, I'm testing out some new software. All right. Also, nothing too serious, man. We're going to poke holes in this transatlantic slave trade type of ordeal. And I don't want to take credit for this video. I'm going to use quite a few sources. And pretty much, man, we're going to use common sense. Now, common sense is hard to come by nowadays. And so, where exactly does common sense come from? Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1 through 7. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom, all right? Now, this is representative of your mother above. An instruction to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of Amma above. Justice, judgment, and equity. Read between the lines. Justice, judgment, and equity. Now, you would have to know that this is a queen speaking. All right? Justice, judgment, and equity. Those are properties of a ruler, all right? Give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, to give prudence to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear, or a wise woman, for that matter, and increase learning. And a man or woman of understanding will attain wise counsel. To understand, to overstand a proverb, an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of your parents above is the beginning of knowledge, but fools like those who believe in the transatlantic slave trade, despise wisdom and instruction. All right, first up to bat, Mr. Dane Calloway. All right, fair use, Mr. Dane. Now, the first time I heard about ocean gyres was with Mr. Dane Calloway, video he did. All right, and so we're going to get the drop from Dane, and we're going to keep it moving. Like I said, I don't want to take credit for these videos. I'm going to try to call out the sources as I go. You know what I'm saying? Because I like for people to, you know what I'm saying, be able to go on other people's channel and view their content as well. I'm not, you know, that type of person, you know what I'm saying, to keep you here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that have made great videos on this subject matter. All right. So Mr. Dane, man, you was telling me that you was giving them what?
Put pressure on the supporting writers of the transatlantic slave trade story, which made them change their narrative from stating that there were 12.5 million enslaved Africans that were captured and forcefully migrated to the Americas to now read as 92,000 enslaved Africans as being the total number estimated between 1619 to 1875.
See that? Numbers keep switching. All right. And so where there's discrepancy, there's usually, Shalaki, a damn cover up. Let's rock.
I also shared detailed information concerning how it will be impossible to travel across the Atlantic Ocean in that fashion, even if the technology was as advanced as it is today back then, simply due to the rotation of the ocean's current, which nullifies all stories concerning how so-called slave ships traveled to and from. I mentioned all of this again here. Now, let's take things a step further. As you may know, this type of travel was extremely perilous during the time periods prior to any advanced technologies, allowing for more pernicious routes to be taken.
Yes.
Merchants or sailors traveling across the Atlantic using sailboats had no choice but to take specific routes based on the Volta do Mar Largo, which is a Portuguese phrase meaning turn of the wide sea.
Turn, y'all.
This Volta do Mar Largo phrase refers to the oceanic rotation that signifies the ocean's currents, which is why we are taught that the sea is divided into 5 oceans. These 5 oceans are also called ocean gyres, in which each of these gyres represents a different ocean current rotation. Listen closely. According to the National Geographic, the North Atlantic gyre begins with the northward flow of the Gulf Stream along the east coast of the United States. The Gulf Stream is the western boundary current of the gyre. The gyre then becomes the North Atlantic current, which flows across the North Atlantic to Europe. Still flowing in a circular pattern, the current flows south as far as northwestern coast of Africa, where it is known as the Canary Current, the gyre's eastern boundary current. The gyre is completed as the North Atlantic equatorial current crosses the Atlantic Ocean to the Caribbean Sea. This entire circle and the water within it is the North Atlantic gyre. End quote. As I've stated numerous times before, this means that only the winds and the currents of the ocean could determine how a boat or a ship was able to travel across the Atlantic,
like a highway,
revealing the true reason why explorers initially sailed to South America instead of North America first.
Thanks.
Also, The winds and the climate made trading and traveling across the ocean very time-consuming, resulting in slowly paced travels that will require several weeks and even months to reach a single destination, yet alone a round trip, all while hoping that the captain sailor has the ability to stay on course.
All right, so I pulled this up, all right, on YouTube. So in other words, picture, I'm pretty sure we're familiar with these right here, escalators, all right. I wanted to get the kind that goes straight, all right. And so picture you're on a boat, all right, and this is a current, all right. Now try to walk backwards on it, all right. So I'm at least giving you a visual, all right. So you see how you can easily poke holes into this transatlantic slave trade, all right. Just peep soon. Well, that's pretty much what these boats are doing. You know, there were no motors back then, no navigation. Yes. All right, check. So, okay, here we are right here, right? Now, this would explain why the Most High, and this is how I picture it, all right? These to me are like highways or escalators. All right, so you can only travel in these directions, all right? Now, the Most High made it easy for your ass to get dispersed up off of Shem's lot. See that? All you got to do is just jump out in the water and you gonna go. All right? Now you can catch this one right here, this red line, all right? And go straight, take you straight to England. All right, the UK or what have you. This explains how Esau ended up here. Or you can either travel this red one, or quick maneuver, and catch this canary, this blue. And this one explains how Moab ended up here. You see that? But what you cannot do is transport millions of people from here to here. You cannot traverse the treacherous Atlantic. And we're going to take a look at the treacherous Atlantic. All right? These are highways. And so I also heard Dane say in a book, in old video back in the days, read the book of Mark Twain, Life on the Mississippi. All right? So they either had to travel this highway and go all the way out of here and end up here, which, if I'm not mistaken, would take somewhere about like a year or so. Or they could have went up top. All right? They could have went up top and came down through the Mississippi, all right, the Euphrates, and that's how Columbus ended up in Hispaniola. See that? All right. All right, next up to bat is Scorpio, Aquarius. All right, y'all can find them on YouTube. I thought this was a great video, man. It's quite old, but if y'all want to check it out, Scorpio, Aquarius, and they're gonna talk a little bit about, you know, the slave trade myths. All right. All right. Y'all rock out.
All right, so a lot of people believe that black people in the United States and the Caribbean islands and whatnot,
all across the Americas,
came here from Africa as slaves.
Right.
And this is just not true. When I was doing my research, I was going through some of the journals of Christopher Columbus and like the priests on board, and like Jacques and Cortez. So there's the French, the Spanish, and the English conquerors is pretty much all you really call them, because they didn't do anything exploring. The people that they would come across, the Native Americans, and a lot of people would believe would be Native Americans, actually not what it really was. It was black people, all variations of black people.
See that? All right, and so you hear that? All variations of the copper color naga. See that? This is what they was describing. And he said something very important. All right? Rock out, man.
And so,
and that's what they described them as.
yeah, they described them literally as like different shades of skin color, but they closely resembled people from Ethiopia. And when you look at,
See that?
Hello, Moto.
It's my daughter. Hold on. See that? They resemble the people of Ethiopia. Different hues, though. All right. A gyre is a large system of rotating ocean. You said ocean. Ocean. Cut it down a little bit. Ocean currents. All right. The ocean churns of various types of currents. Together, these larger and more permanent currents make up the systems of currents known as gyres. Wind, which we know is a what element, controlled by what? Angels. All right. What is a meteor? Tides and differences in temperature and salinity drive ocean currents. All right. So it's like a highway. All right. Would you travel down the wrong road of a highway? Hell no. All right. So we need to stop playing these games in 2023, 2024. All right. It's going down. That's all I got to say. All right. Say now. We're rocking with Mr. Nick Pinson. All right. And if you haven't subscribed to Mr. Nick Pinson on YouTube, I suggest you do so right now. Pause this video. All right. Because the man got the drop. All right. He's a fellow Georgian. And Nick is going to touch on slave ports, or so-called. All right. And I think Nick did a great job using what mama gave us. Shake what your mama, instead of shake is use what your mama gave ya. All right. Probably need to remix that. Use what your mama gave ya. Use what your mama gave ya. All right, Nick. Man, let's get on into it.
But we just basically gonna get right off into it, man.
Let's do it.
We're gonna start off with the Gory Island, Fort Gory, or whatever you want to call it, man. And it's basically this is called the door of no return, as they want to call it. It's basically supposed to have been the last place that most of the slaves went, or some of the slaves went, when they had left out to go to the Atlantic or go to America. Basically, man, as you can see off of some of the pictures, it's just a little prison-looking structure, man. It's not really big at all. This is one of the first ones that I actually found, and practically the only one that I found that's got a representation of some type of dock in order to offload and unload slaves or whatever.
All right. Now notice what he just said. Pay attention now. Think about a shipyard, right? Right now. Go down to New Orleans, all right? Off the coast. California. All up and down the eastern seaboard of North America. What do you see, right? Ports. All right? Let's cook, Nick.
Or whatever, any type of thing, a lot of them that you have don't have any type of means of unloading and doing what you call export and import. Most of them just got what you would call some type of fortification.
Pay attention.
And but this one right here is basically, it looks pretty old, as you can tell. It looks pretty old, but it's a basically, man, it's just, to me, like I said, it looked like it's nothing but a little fort, But we're gonna move right along and go on to the next one down the list, which was Fort James. This right here is known as people call it Kunta Kinte Island or whatnot. It's a tiny little place. Supposedly it was a island that was set up right off the coast, and this is where they would hold the slaves before they got ready to send them across the Atlantic.
See that? Now notice he keeps saying port. I mean, not port. But port. Notice he keeps saying port, right? So look, wouldn't you think that these so-called ports are what? Or should have what? Docks, right? Offloading, onloading, all right? Since this is a damn business, right? It would be ran just like a damn business, or else it wouldn't be sufficient. And so this is where I got mixed up at. And so you see, they keep calling them what? See that? P-O-R-T. This ain't no damn port. What it look like? What this is? Starfort. No, this is supposed to be an F. Fort, not port. You see, you done fucked up now. You done fucked up. Just like Bill Duke said on Men's Society, you done fucked up now. Because we know what these are. Or at least we wonder what they are. Whole videos have been done on these star forts here, right? So just like the ones in North America, South America, all over the United States, and just like the ones we see here in Africa, and just like the ones that are found all over the damn face of the plane, guiding Yahtzee. All the military did back then in what 1800, what's that Civil War, was claim these motherfuckers as what? Forts, which is what they really are, because they're fortified. Never mind the fact that they're shaped like stars. That's a whole nother goddamn world of trying understanding. All right? These ain't no damn ports. These are ancient star forts that y'all done took over for y'all goddamn benefit. All right? You're running a business here. The gig is up. Let's cook, Nick.
Pretty much same story that they tell about all of them, man. You know, as you go through it, you're gonna see a lot of similarities with the same stories basically being told, because it ain't nothing but a myth, man. They ain't doing nothing but telling lies. You know, they put together this stuff and have paid a couple of people off to try to reenact these scenes and stuff like that. But you know, as we can tell, man, it's really little to no evidence
None.
of anything, you know. And we're just gonna keep moving
None.
right along though. Next thing.
And you know what? I ain't gonna even bring up goddamn the fact that you can't produce not one damn slave ship. Well, maybe I will. Who knows? All right. My bad, Nick.
And we get to it's called Bunce Island. This right here, man, it's a ghost town. This is what they call it. They say that there's basically no evidence left. It's just a little couple of ruins and stuff like that, man. You know, I'm pretty much convinced that what they did was just went around and found little places that either they had a war with these people and destroyed them, and after they destroyed these places, they, you know, would call them and claim them to be this within the last 100 years of our existence, you know, because most of this stuff did not have a history of that prior to when they said so, you know.
Facts. Common sense, people.
So like I was saying though, man, we're gonna keep moving along, and
that's right.
the next one that's on the list, which is supposed to be Dixie Coast or Dixie Cove, it's just you know, when you look at it actually ain't got no location, man. When you check it out, it's got nothing but a bunch of propaganda from slave stuff, you know. It's just basically talking about the regular old rhetoric that they always trying to push, the bullshit about you know, just slaves and
Hold on. You know what? This is one of the ones that y'all need to go ahead, stop the car, and take the damn wheels off. Don't ride it out till the wheels fall off. You might as well stop the car. All right. Take the wheels off. Burn the car. And seal the wheels to the man down the street. Let's rock. Let's cook. My bad, Nick. All right.
and pictures of slaves. They ain't really got nothing, man. I mean, it's not. You would think if this was such a big place and such a huge outcome of slavery that they would have all this stuff, man. But they don't.
Facts.
You know, and so let's keep moving, man. That one's pretty much a waste of time. Let's move on to Cape Coast. This one is my favorite. I actually had a relative of mine that went to this place, and he actually got to see it firsthand. And the first thing that I had noticed when I was talking to him about it was that they had no docks. This is when I really seen the information that really led me to looking at this, because I mean I got a military mindset, man, and what I noticed is that, you know, when you look at some of the pictures, you see that all of the stuff is facing towards the ocean. Everything is facing towards the ocean, and all the cannons and everything there are facing towards the ocean. Now, if you was snatching people up from Africa, strategically, you would have your cannons and your guns and all your militia pointed towards the inland.
This way,
where you can defend off the people that's coming to get their folks. You know?
All right, say now. This guy right here, all right. He has a very unique situation because he actually was in the Navy, and he spent time, you know, overseas, traveling different places. Not only that, more importantly, he spent time on a ship. And we're gonna hear his account, man. This is Black World Traveler. All right, Black World Traveler. Let's cook. Fair use.
Well, something hit me one day. I was on a ship one day, and I was in the back of the ship because I used to do the lookouts. I used to be the lookout. I used to do a part of starboard, you know, lookout, rear lookout. I was on the ear of the ship one day, and I was thinking, like, how in the hell did they bring slaves over here? And then it started dawning on me like there was no way that they were able to bring the amount of people they brought over, and that's why I can see why they said they had to throw people over because they died, because they didn't make it to passage. So I started thinking about how our lives on the ship functioned. Well,
Right.
on the ship, when we get up in the morning on the Navy ship, we would get up in the morning. We had 4 running water bathrooms.
Oh,
It's like a house. Toilet, sink. You can go to the bathroom in the morning. Then you go to your, back to your berthing, that's where you lived at. We had lockers. You go in and take a shower. You go to the mess hall upstairs, where we had a full kitchen, where we had stoves and ovens, and you can get you a meal, your breakfast. You get your, you work all day, you get your lunch, you get your dinner. We had a full living quarters. We had a medical facility where you could go get checked on if you had any problems going on with your medical. You can go to the hospital on the ship. You can go to the dentist on the ship.